Did this episode of Raw feel like Mania season is approaching? Kinda, so let's talk about it. The show kicked off with the general manager Adam Pearce, and he was looking to speak with Seth Rollins. He came down to the ring, and then what followed is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen open the show. Seth came down here, there was a bunch of different masked men. Then we had Seth come out before he could speak. The Vision came out, cut a terrible promo. They went to attack Seth Rollins. Then LA Knight and the Vision came out to even the score, and the Vision ran off. And then Seth and his goons, they just dipped out. Honestly, most things with the Vision and this storyline have sucked, and this was just a terrible opening to Raw. The show also featured the gauntlet match for the Intercontinental Championship for the women's side of things. And this match overall was really solid on the show. We had some great performances from Io Sky, Lyra looked really good, Raquel Rodriguez had a really strong performance as well. Bayley picked up the win. She's now set to face AJ Lee, and to be honest, that's not who I would have wanted to see win the match. I'm not the biggest Bayley fan, so it's one I'm hoping they're not going to do at Mania. The men's Intercontinental title was also featured well on this show. So we had a great first promo from Penta as champion. I'm really hoping they're going to give him a decent reign here. He was set to defend his title against the original El Grande Americano. Then they had a segment backstage where the original El Grande was cursed by Danhausen, which led to the other El Grande Americano basically taking his spot and taking on Penta. You know what kind of quality of a match you're going to get with Ludwig and Penta. They're just great in the ring. And of course, Penta retained his championships, and I'm really eager to see what he's going to do at Mania. And Triple H finally pulled the trigger after nearly 2 odd years or so. Finn Balor has been kicked out of the Judgment Day in what was an excellent segment on this show. We had Finn confronting Dom that maybe Ray was right about Dom being a spoiled little prick. Eventually Dom shoved him in the face. We had a Pele kick from Finn Balor, everyone trying to separate each other. Then Finn looked like he was going to get the upper hand on Dom when JD McDonough stepped in with a vicious clothesline, and then the beatdown begun from the Judgment Day. Really good stuff here, finally pulling the trigger. You just know this is all going to lead to the Demon returning, and I'm hoping we're going to get that at WrestleMania. We also had a match featuring two beasts colliding as Obafemi went one-on-one with Rusev. Pretty short, but a very hard-hitting physical match. And of course, you know that Obafemi, he picked up the win. And it's funny because they mentioned on the show that Lesnar is set to appear next week, so let's hope that Oba eventually answers that Brock Lesnar Open challenge. And then of course the closing segment with the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk and the Usos. The Usos were pissed off at Punk at what he had said last week, because that was quite a savage line from him. Too savage to the point that Reigns couldn't be asked to show up this week. I love what Punk's response was to this. Like, what do you mean I have to apologize for what I said? Has Reigns ever apologized to you guys? It was a very heated segment, and eventually Jimmy and Jay ended up hitting Punk and leaving Punk on the floor. But Punk had that smile on his face like he had them exactly where he wanted them. But I think this week showed exactly why Reigns shouldn't win at Mania. We just don't need a part-time champion. Overall, I felt it was a decent episode of Raw. I thought last week's was better, but we had some solid in-ring action. What did you guys think of tonight's show? What was your favourite match or moment? Let me know in the comments down below.